Right, evacuations are ongoing in George in the southwestern Cape as wildfires rage in the area. We've told you that hundreds of homes have been destroyed. I want to give you the very latest now. Disaster management officials, there you see one of them about to brief in Cape Town. We'll take that live.
The experts here, we've kickstarted our disaster management center now officially, so you would have seen that all the role players obviously in the center, and they will meet tomorrow morning 9 o'clock and reassess. And then 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock they will put out statements. James will also, during the day, put out frequent statements to keep the public informed. We don't want to cause panic, we want to be honest with the people, and from our side, please work with the experts on the ground and work with the authorities. With that, I'm going to hand over to Colin and the team to brief us on the current situation.
Can you just go quick there?
Thank you, Minister. Currently, the situation, I'm just going to speak on the resources deployed and the actions taking place. The fire and the situation around that will be covered by Cape Nature. Currently, we have approximately 400 firefighters on the scene covering the various fire lines. We will be discussing the backburn that was attempted yesterday and the other fire operations later. We've received assistance from throughout the province, and that has clearly been the big advantage that we have in the province, is that we are able to bring this assistance together quite quick. The South African National Defence Force has assisted us with aerial support. Working on fire has also provided 5 aircraft, helicopters and fixed-wing bombers to assist on the fire. They have also provided us with 5 working on fire ground teams, which have come in from the Free State. They came in left yesterday and came in during the night, and they have been deployed. And then also we're very thankful for the districts of Cape Winelands, the West Coast and the Overberg district, who have also released resources. Overberg and the city of Cape Town are also at very high risk. It's red days for them as well, but they have been able to assist us with additional resources. The reason that we've focused quite heavily on asking the Winelands and the West Coast to assist us is the fact that their area is at this stage not at the kind of risk that we are facing in the Southern Cape area. We've had to do precautionary evacuations, and I'd just like to stress that they are precautionary, and those are the areas of Blanco, Stepperside and Fernridge. And the reason for those evacuations, as I said, is to make sure that we are able to get our resources in place and protect those areas, and obviously just have the public moved. So the George public transport system, the Go George bus system, has been used, and we have evacuated the public to the George City Hall. We are not sure at this stage what the numbers are. Obviously, the evacuation is happening as we speak, so we don't have final numbers on how many people are being evacuated. However, we are looking at assisting them as far as food. The provincial department of social development are there. They will be assisting with food, with blankets, with whatever is required by the people that will be evacuated. We can't say at this stage for how long the evacuation is going to take place or will be in force. It'll only we will only make the decision to stop the evacuation and allow the people to move back once the area is completely safe. More evacuations might happen. It all depends on what the commanders on the ground are saying. We are receiving donations for the firefighters, and we'd please like to ask the public to continue with that. It's extremely hot. It's 40 degrees in George today. If the public are prepared to assist with water, food, eye drops, the kind of things that firefighters will require, then that can be done at the George Fire Station at Mitchell Street, is where those donations can take place. What we did today is both the Outeniqua and Montague passes are closed for traffic. But what we did do is we sent the Air Force to do a reconnaissance flight in that area to make sure that nobody is possibly trapped on the mountain in specific areas where there might be a problem. And that's pretty much the situation. We will monitor it, continue with the firefighting operations through the night. Weather services will tell you in a moment that it's looking fairly good for tomorrow, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Thanks, Colin. I wonder if we could just pass the mic over to Gail. She could just give us an update about where the biggest areas of risk is at the moment, and what's being done to try and alleviate that problem.
Okay. So currently we have, as was said, over 400 firefighters that are on the lines. The line that is coming off down the Outeniqua Pass on Mount Fleur, Blanco and the Highlands area, those are the areas that are affected. However, it is around the urban fringe, and there has been quite a lot of work being done in the last 2 days anticipating it. So all the processes are in place, and we do have staff on the ground there. There is another fire that started at Karatara, a second fire not related to this fire. That fire is being monitored currently, and as the situation arises there, we will keep everyone informed. But currently, it is monitored, and we are going to be on the scene there as well. So we're going to just request that everyone again listens to the authorities. They will inform the people who is affected, and please follow the instructions of those authorities when required.
I wonder if we can move the mic over to Dr. Smith. Just there's a lot of smoke in the area, a lot of concerns perhaps about respiratory challenges. What should people do, Dr. Smith, and where should they go?
Yeah, thank you. So the health services there at the moment are really making assessments of what the problems are and where the problem areas are. As and when people get evacuated, so we would start making sure that we've got health facilities and personnel available. But I think the big thing is to be proactive in mitigating the exposure to the smoke. So as much as possible, if teachers can keep the kids indoors rather than letting them go and play out on the grounds, and to try and shelter as much as possible indoors. Close the windows, switch the air cons off, so that the exposure to the smoke is not as much as what it can cause the damage that we want to prevent. So the feedback I'm getting from the team at the moment is there's not a lot of wind, and while that is probably great for firefighting, it's also not great for the smoke that's hanging in the town at the moment. So really we would like to mitigate and prevent, because as you know, smoke can be an irritant for those airways, and we're also going to be concentrating on the vulnerable populations like the old age homes and stuff, just to make assessments to make sure that they're all okay.
Thanks. I just want to pass the mic over to Minister Grant very briefly. Some of the major routes have been closed, and so the Go George buses are being used. So perhaps, Minister, just an indication of what motorists should be trying to do, just some caution.
I think from the motorist point of view, the N2 is still open. That's the coastal route. But if people need to get to Oudtshoorn, the best is to go up past Swellendam and go up to Barrydale and through Ladysmith on the way to Oudtshoorn. Traffic, if they need to get into the Longkloof, are best to go that route. I think that's all for now. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. The Montague Pass also remains shut at this stage. And then if we pass it over to Kate Turner from SA Weather Services. Kate, just looking forward, I mean, what does the weather conditions look like moving forward from here? It seems like indications might be things might be improving slightly. How does things look just for the next couple of days?
Yes, yeah. Well, we've had really hot conditions at the moment for today, and there is some relief in that for the next coming days. So those temperatures dropping down into our even high teens, low 20s for the remainder of the week. Also, we are expecting some rain coming in for tomorrow. Should I start better?
Just keep it there.
No worries. So we are expecting some rain to be coming in over the George area during the course of tomorrow. So that would be already during the course of the morning and right through on and off for the day that we're expecting that rain, and that would definitely bring in some relief. However, the amount of rain is not as much. It's for this time of year we are expecting about 5, maybe 10 millimeters in the mountains. So there is some rain, but not too much in that area. But the cloudy and the cooler conditions will also help. Also, something to take note in as of concern is there will be quite strong winds for tomorrow, so that would help to blow that smoke away as well tomorrow. And that would be from a west to southwesterly winds, quite windy from the morning, already from during the night period, and then starting to drop down later on in the afternoon. Yeah, then that rain clears up for Wednesday, further rain again on Thursday rather, clears up again on Friday.
Thanks, Kate. Thanks. I think that's going to bring it. I don't know if there are.
Okay, that's where we are going to leave it for the moment. A joint briefing on the fires in and around George in the southwestern Cape. So a couple of things emerging. Several areas have now been evacuated. Fire continues to burn. As many as 400 firefighters have been deployed on the front line. Many people have been evacuated. They don't know for how long. The Department of Social Development is assisting with items like food and clothing. The Montague and the Outeniqua passes have been closed. I can also tell you that ENCA is currently deploying reporter Lester Kivett to George, and we will have live updates for you the moment he is in position.